Hi, Jenny Morrison here with the important work. I thought I would just go over the results formula because this is something that's really eye-opening for a lot of people. Sometimes people think that coaching methodology or manifesting or, kind of science of mind, this work where we're really beginning to work with our thoughts and our beliefs and, feelings and um, or maybe a little bit woo-woo, but there's actually a science behind this. And, the more that we learn about neuroplasticity, which is the ability for us to actually shift our thoughts and our behaviors and create new, actual neural networks in our brain and shift our behaviors. It's really an important formula, right? Have a PhD in public management. I studied at the Stern School at NYU, and we spent so much time looking at leadership and personality traits and how they're hardwired and they can't be shifted. But actually, much of the most recent science coming out of the neuroscience space shows that they can actually see the networks actually growing in people's brain with repetitive action. So that's why when we work with our coaching clients, we talk about immersion and repetition to be able to really shift a core thought, which is where this whole experience all starts. I'll show you in just a minute. You've got to keep working with it until you're able to hear it, right? Understand what's going on, get aware of how that is impacting other things in your life. It's what we call noticing what you're noticing, and then being able to really catch it as it's happening, and then actually get in front of it, talk back to it, and over time actually shape a totally different life experience instead of just reacting to a particular thought. So let me show you this a little bit more systematically, right? So the idea is that thoughts actually lead to feelings. And the feeling tone that is created by a thought will actually result in particular actions. We'll go through this in a minute. And those actions are what lead to a result in life, right? So, if you're to practice it with me, come up with a joyful thought. If you've got a pet, think about, them coming up and giving you some love, or a partner or a child or a friend. You feel happy, right? If you come up with a dark or a scary thought, maybe don't have enough finances, I don't have enough time, I'm never going to finish something I'm working on, your heart beats faster. You can actually move into a negative, right, feeling tone. So it truly affects your physiology. When we talk about our nervous system, right, the thought and feeling cycle can actually, cause our nervous system to spiral downward, right, into a really fight, flight, fear kind of a, response, the autonomic nervous system. Whereas if we can rework our thoughts and come up with more empowered thoughts, we can actually shift into a more creative space where we're able to rest, digest, create, because we're in that parasympathetic nervous system, which is a more relaxed state. So let's give a few examples. If your thought is, my partner stinks because they haven't done the dishes all week, it's going to create a whole set of negative feelings, right? Your actions are not going to be very positive towards your partner, and you're probably going to have a big fight, right? Whereas if you had a thought that was, my partner's doing the best they can with what they've got to work with this week, and I'm going to, have a feeling of compassion or openness to this person, and I'll do the dishes and, talk about it with them later in the week when they're not so stressed and it seems like an appropriate time, like on a Saturday morning, you're going to get a different result. Now, that might be a bigger possibility than you're at right now with your partner. I get that, but I'm just giving an example of a way that the shift in the thought can literally lead to a different feeling. So, when we're confident, what do we feel? We feel energized. If we give ourselves the thought like, I have got this, I am going to be a great success in this thing I'm doing, you feel energized. You're going to take different actions. I've been working with a client this week who showed up quite despondent, quite stressed about some properties that she's been renting that are just not achieving the rental returns that she'd hoped. And she had a lot of thoughts about the economy and all the things that were going wrong, and an economy here in Austin and the season and all this negativity. and her feelings were very low. She's very low energy. And we just started to work with the thought. And I started to just very, quietly, very gently work with maybe it's all going to work out. What if we worked from the vision of fully rented, fully functional properties where everything is really just as you designed it and you're making tons of money? Okay, that's a new thought. Oh, I'm feeling a little bit more confident, right? Oh, well, now that I'm feeling a little more relaxed, I could probably go take some new pictures and fix this broken thing and plant a few flowers out front. Oh, and guess what? Within 24 hours, someone came through the property and actually wanted to do a long-term rental. This is the kind of thing that we're talking about. It's really a law of cause and effect, right? Your thoughts are causing your feelings that are causing very specific actions. So think for yourself for a moment of a negative thought you're holding about a person or a situation, or maybe a dream, right? A vision for yourself. Notice what you're feeling, okay? And then notice the action or lack of action that you're not taking, right? And then you go, well, why am I not getting the results, right? It's not the circumstances you're in. It's not the situation or the condition. We all tend to think it's the economy, it's the partner, it's the history, it's I'm a single mom, and whatever. Those are not the causes, right? It really is. We really, truly have the power within us to make such incredible shifts in our lives to get to the results we want. But first, we have to really notice what we're noticing about the thoughts that we're holding, and then really get that the true cause of our results is right here. Thanks for listening, and would love to talk more about this with you. Best thing to do is join a vision workshop or sign up for a discovery session. Thanks.